And welcome to Things You Might Have Heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne, and boy, do I have news for you for this Friday, September the 13th, 2024. This is news was covered on yesterday, the previous day, Thursday, and these are some of the stories from that day that you deem most conversational. We'll explain how that works out, but what we have for you are 8 stories queued up, ready for you to get into, or me to get into, that we got into yesterday, with a bit of context, a bit of fun, and all over the place sort of stuff. Now, remember, our website is theconversationproject.com. More details on how we do this, why, and the real value you get from the Conversation Project and its offerings, plus a couple of new things we're going to start topping in here. So if you're a longtime viewer or listener, you will hear some things different. If you're not a longtime viewer, you won't know what a difference is, so we'll have to explain it in post. But we're going to talk some stuff about the Boeing strike, something that's basically breaking news, but we talked about it in the previous going forward. Also, the Simpson memes, as promised, and today, love to the Village People, and we'll get to all that in a bit. Right now, I remind you that our website, once again, our website, this is conversationproject.com, and our email address, conversationinbox@gmail.com. We have 8 stories, as we said. Today, once again, is Friday, September the 13th, 2024. Happy Friday the 13th to you all. Don't do any spooky things yet, because we're not quite there yet. Halloween stuff is on the shelves. I know we're not quite there yet, but the stories you have, not spooky, but maybe a little kooky. Let's get into story number 1, which is definitely not a spooky story. This is one that's a very serious, affecting one, and it's essentially breaking news for what's going on. Now, we posted the headline for story number 1. For 30,000 Boeing workers are poised for a potential strike. They voted after we put this story out there, and they voted to strike. So today, essentially 30,000 workers are going to stop working for a bit. These are workers that are associated with an International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers. They voted overwhelmingly to reject a company's latest offer, for about 94.6 voting against that offer specifically, and 96% of the workers voting specifically for the strike. The offer rejected was a 25% wage increase over 4 years. Workers had been pushing for a 4% raise, so the numbers didn't quite come together, and some issues that were dealing with pension cuts and wages as well. All the needs were not met. Boeing workers are going on strike essentially today. The strike is expected to halt production at Boeing's major plants, including those assembling the 737 MAX, the company's top-selling plane. And Boeing responded by saying expecting a willingness to keep negotiating, so they want people to keep talking about it. But at this point, it looks like the workers are going to step away, and we'll have some sort of back away from what's happening. Now, Boeing has way too many problems to talk about right now. Number one is the fact that they have planes that have doors popping off, which is a problem. Number 2, the conditions at these plants, which is why the workers are striking now. And 3, a very distant, ironically distant, and maybe, just sort of in just distance, is the Starliner spacecraft that's 2 years old or 10 years past budget and $1 billion over, and apparently can't bring back people because of issues. Those are a lot of issues for a very, very, very significant company here in the States who should be doing much better. We'll see how they do post-strike and just post everything. Another issue of bad labor or bad laboring by a boss. Story number 2 this morning. Norfolk Southern fires CEO Alan Shaw for an inappropriate relationship with an employee. Not for doing bad work, but for the inappropriate relationship. Let's get into the robot editor and what he has to say on this one. Shaw, the CEO, has been fired following an investigation into an inappropriate relationship with a subordinate, specifically a company's chief legal officer. The board took swift action against confirming that this was a consensual relationship, but still was against policies for anything for the company. And both Shaw and the officer were terminated because of this. There was no quid pro quo. There was no forcing any of that. There's no blackmail. No real dirt behind the whole situation, except for the fact that it's inappropriate and against the rules in the chain of command for someone like Shaw to date someone in that high up in the hierarchy that has something to do with legal standing, essentially conflict of interest. That's what happened. This is one more challenge for Norfolk Southern and one more challenge for Shaw, who's dealt with a pretty heavy 2023 East Palestine train derailment and, other things dealing with his company. Now he's not in charge, so he can still be blamed for it, but can't do anything about it, which may be better, to be honest. I'm not sure how much of a golden parachute he was given to go away, but he is now gone from Norfolk Southern. Uncle Shannon is not going away. He ain't going nowhere, but he had to talk dirty, or clean, if you will. Shannon Sharpe comes clean about viral Instagram sex tape. Now, normally we push these things past the fifth story so we get past the 10-minute mark, but we cannot back away from Club Shay Shay host and, of course, Uncle Shannon, who does his best work. Did good work on the football field, but his best work is yapping at Stephen A. Smith these days. But it was not yapping at Stephen A. Smith. It was pressing the button on the wrong device. He has recently addressed the viral incident that he accidentally live streamed an intimate audio on Instagram. Initially claiming that his account was hacked, because that's what you do, Sharpe later admitted that during his Nightcap podcast that he was not hacked, that it was in fact an embarrassing accident when he pressed the button at the wrong time, didn't realize he went live with a private moment at his home. Private. Sharpe expressed deep embarrassment over the situation, stating that he takes pride in maintaining professionalism even in his personal life. He clarified that while the incident was not intentional, he is disappointed in himself for the mishap and has learned from his experience. Sharpe joked that he now knows how Instagram Live works, now that he screwed it up, and plans to be more careful with his phone in the future. The incident has drawn significant attention, but Sharpe has owned up to the mistake with humility. Uncle Shannon being Uncle Shannon, and that is why we love him. This guy, I'm not sure if we don't like him so much, but New York City, our federal investigators have some issues with him. This New York Police Commissioner Edward Caban, who resigned amid some federal nightclub probes, he's resigned effective immediately yesterday, and after a federal investigation that involves a whole lot of people in the inner circle of New York City Mayor Eric Adams. The probe centers around allegations of corruption linked to a nightclub security business, led to the seizure of Caban's phone and his brother's, raising concerns over the incident and their involvement and many others as well. Caban stated that his departure was meant to prevent distraction within the NYPD, where he had served for 30 years prior. Tom Dolan has been named as the interim commissioner to lead the department going forward. Excuse me. Those listening to the audio is going to get a real tasty thing going forward with that one. Now, here's the kind of the thing on this. We're going to go quick on commentary on this one because I don't have much to say because we're so far from New York City, other than seeing Eric Adams from afar and him having obviously aspirations for a more public profile, a more national profile, maybe not presidential, but he definitely wants to get more play as not just the mayor of New York City, but a bigger role in talking about things on a larger scale. And so with that, we keep eyes and tabs on those types of people. Now, the people he runs with, the people that actually get the stuff done for him, that's where things get dicey, things get weird. You know, the people that know where the bodies are buried and not taking care of themselves, what's happening. The probe is going to be a big thing that they're using to essentially needle at and maybe take down Eric Adams at some point. But the dominoes are falling around him, at least his foot soldiers are falling around him. And this is a big get if you're trying to take down a guy like Eric Adams. We'll see how that one plays out in the future. Playing out in the future are far more stories for today, or technically yesterday. But right now, I want to pause and give you just a little nudge, a little bit of cajoling, maybe ask you if you have some love for us, to give some help to us, to make sure that our videos, our audios, our products are getting more play out there. So like them. Like them if you deem they are doable to like. Like them so they get the social proof that they need. Now, I'm having a little bit of a comment beef on the YouTube right now on the Candace Owens stuff I put a few days out. This happens every time. And somebody's like, you only got like 1,000 subscribers. Why are you talking mess about Candace Owens? And there are people jumping and saying, because she's talking mess about herself. So that helps. But if you like what we have going on, I can get less of the so you only have 1,000 viewer stuff and hopefully better comments on that end. Share it with other folks. Whether you like me or not, share it with other folks and call me stupid. I'm okay with that because those are engagement numbers as well. The more you share a story, the more people have a chance to see it. And if you are missing my stories and happen to come across one someplace, subscribe so you don't miss them. We don't ask you to go through and search for every single one, but we do produce a news show every single morning and something on the weekends for a wrap up. So if you get 2 out of 5, that'd be awesome. Or you see some of our short clips, that'd be great. Subscribe so you don't miss a chance to see where we are in the where we are's. Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, all the places. Subscribe to the one that works best for you and comment back and forth as you will as well, because comments help a lot. Even people who give us bad comments, or let's say not so flattering comments. There's a difference between not so flattering and bad. That one was both not flattering and bad. But we need your help. Like, share, and subscribe to help grow what we have here. Now, back to the news. Here's a good one. This is a great one. It's about a guy who deserves to get paid, getting paid. Kylian Mbappé wins French league ruling for $61 million in unpaid wages from PSG. Kylian Mbappé has won a legal battle against Paris Saint-Germain, which is PSG, of course, with the French League Commission having to pay him €55 million, about $61 million, for unpaid wages, literally his paycheck. The dispute arose over unpaid bonuses and wages in his final year of his contract with his team in France when he went to Real Madrid. Essentially, he went from the Boston Red Sox to the Yankees, so we want to pay you that bonus. And he's like, oh, yeah, y'all going to pay me that bonus. And he's getting paid that bonus. The ruling marks a significant victory for the player, as PSG now faces financial consequences for withholding the payment for one of the best players in the world with literally no, he might be number one right now. There is literally no disputing that he's good and he deserves his cheddar. The decision followed after Mbappé rejected a mediation offer, leading to a formal ruling from the league to get his full paycheck. If you're wondering what's going down at General Hospital, many people are. Here's one thing left to wonder about, because Adam J. Harrington is letting you know what happened to him. A goodbye message from General Hospital star Adam J. Harrington as he confirms his character died in an on-screen shooting. Harrington plays the character John Jagger Cates, and he is dead. He's officially dead. His character has been exited from the show after a dramatic screen shooting, being shot on the air. He's shot, he falls down, he ain't coming back. The incident actually happened on August the 30th, the episode there where Sonny Corinthos, who's played by Maurice Benard, shot John Cates twice, leading him to his death, that being Cates. After the episode aired, Harrington took to social media posting heartfelt goodbyes. He thanked the show's cast and crew, stating that this time on the show was a blast, and literally a blast. That's a joke there. Harrington's departure from General Hospital marks the end of a character introduced in 1992. The fans shared their mixed emotions about the exit. A little bit of a sidebar here. Apparently, let's not, don't cry for Mr. Harrington. Don't cry for John Cates quite yet, because on another soap that's surviving somehow, Days of Our Lives, apparently Bo and Hope are coming back. And the odd thing is, Bo died last time he was on the show. Again? Yeah. So apparently Bo and Hope are coming back to Days of Our Lives, so maybe this guy can come back. You never, ever know on these soap operas. Let's go to story number 7. This one was teased and was promised, and I told my mother-in-law we would talk about it because I'm pretty sure this was going to make it. Oh boy, did you guys want to talk about The Simpsons, or specifically the Springfield memes. Simpsons memes go viral after Trump claims that dogs are being eaten in Springfield. Now, Springfield is a metaphor. It's a fictional town. It's people sort of think it's sort of in Indianapolis, sort of in Chicago, but there's a Springfield basically every state, everywhere you go, and it's just the themes that happen in things like The Simpsons and the things they parody are so universal that Springfield is essentially a fill-in for whatever town you live in. And Donald Trump made a bizarre claim during the debate, which has been debunked many times by many people in Springfield, and Ohio, Springfield specifically, about Haitian immigrants eating cats and dogs. Ironically, there's also a big spike in people searching for things like Haitian immigrants eating cats and dogs, and little posts and clips on YouTube and TikTok about voodoo, which is a whole other issue we're not going into today, but may address in the weekend. However, this thing about the eating their pets, eating their dogs, eating their cats because of all the Haitians has sprung up a whole lot of memes, including Santa's Little Helper and Snowball 2, because they're a cat and a dog in Springfield. So we're getting our fun out of this, which is great, but there's also an actual serious tone about the situation. And the real issue is the thought about the others, the Haitians, the immigrants, the people who are flooding our streets and doing bad things are others, and there's a reason to not like them. Now, there are reasons to be a bit hesitant and a bit skeptical of large amounts of immigrants coming into your city and taking over things and getting in the way, which is true. But there's only one report in Springfield of a person eating a cat, And that was an American person, an all-American person. She happens to be a black person that did something for a really, really insidious TikTok video or Facebook reel or something like that. And all the Haitians are getting blamed for it. So you can throw out your memes, you can have your jokes, you can be a little serious about this, but there are really underlying issues with the communities that are dealing with this immigration, illegal and legal. There are issues with people who are here in the nation trying to buy or get better things and buy better things for their lives, and still of them sending money back home, which is also an issue as well. And there's never an issue with the Simpsons. The Simpsons, you guys are good. Springfield, yeah, keep being Springfield. It's us people who tend to be kind of a problem. And one way I'm keeping us people to be a problem is we are backing off Cardi B and Offset. But we are welcoming and announcing and being very proud and very good side uncles, if you will, for Cardi B's third baby that she had with Offset. Of course, she had this baby, and she's having the baby just about 3 weeks after she actually filed for divorce. It's only been a couple weeks since she said, I'm done with Offset, period. And then the baby came. But she's sharing pictures on the gram with her 2 children and the new baby and Offset, the baby's father. They will co-parent. They will do what they need to do going forward, but they will figure out how to do it as the rapper and the rapper are no longer doing duets. They're done. There is no word that there's any way they're getting back together. And Cardi B with a very good wig there after her pregnancy right there, with the baby wrapped up right there, doing that stuff. But let's assume that this is a relationship that's not going to come back together, despite the new bundle of joy going on there. I'm sure they can figure out how to co-parent and get plenty of nannies and whatnot to take care of the kids. But we want this to be a good one. This is one, we got really messy with Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner because we're petty. We're not doing this with Cardi B. And you can blast me all you want to. We're leaving Cardi B alone. Cardi B and Offset, off limits. What's not off limits is Kevin Hart and his business ventures, because he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's just like that Lee Greenwood song. He's like, Santa Claus. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. But Kevin Hart's plant-based themed restaurants, well, they're still there, but they're not open. All locations of his restaurant closed just abruptly a couple days ago, and there's no reason why. There's no information on this, and we want more details. So this was a big deal when it opened up, and it hosted a lot of black business things going on. But what's the real story behind this? If you want to chat this story up, it's got a lot of work to do. This is a story we are going to post today. It's being posted in the morning time on Friday, and in order to get to the story on Monday, it's got to beat out a bunch of stories. We get about 90 stories that come to you in our feeds to engage in. And so we're going to take the top 30 of the weekend and present to you 10 come Monday. So this story has to beat that many stories to be engaging for the weekend to get the look, to get the pick. So if you want Kevin Hart's story on his plant-based restaurants closing down, you've got to do some work. Our feeds are our pages on Facebook, on X, and on the threads. Threads.com, threads.net/@ this is the conversation. X.com/th_conversation, and Facebook.com/this is the conversation project. And what we do every 50 minutes or so, we post a news article just like this one, and you engage in it. The more you engage in it by reading it, by clicking smiley faces or ugly faces or hearts, or commenting on it, like, telling me that I'm an idiot before talking about something because I don't have enough followers for other people to say, well, you're an idiot because that doesn't make any sense. Thank you for that, guys. The more engagement you give to a story, the better chance we have to talk about it. Today, for this Friday, we had 8 stories from the top 15 stories of the day yesterday. 30 stories about in a day. 15 makes half 30. 8 of those stories. For Monday, 3 days, 3 days of 30, 10 stories from basically each day, and then 10 stories out of that pack. So if you want to basically beat that rap and get this one in there, do that happen. Make that happen. Yesterday, we teased the Simpson memes, and you guys wanted it, so it happened. Will we talk Kevin Hart come Monday? It's up to you. Or whether another Kevin Hart story pops up, if you will. It's up to you guys. Real quick, let's go to what is the promotional section, the sponsorship section of the show, and try to get some sponsors. Today, we're hyping sports integrity, because this is the second full week of NFL football, third full week of college football. So we have sports in mind. And many a man and many a she have she sheds and man caves that need sports memorabilia from their favorite teams. Or maybe it's just something from that movie or that TV show they love. I've got over there in the closet, don't have a place to display it. It's supposed to be behind my back. Somehow I've gotten into getting the Funko Pops. So Funko Pops are a thing. My niece bought me a couple, and so I'm hooked on them now. And so I've got a couple signed. It took to a couple conventions, got some signed, and they are real. I know they're real because the guy I put in front of them, they signed it. That was awesome. But maybe you're buying something online that you don't know it's real, or maybe you want to make sure you get something and make sure it's real. Sports Integrity can help you not only authenticate your wares, but buy more wares from them because they like that. They have all the authentication that you need for it, certificates, pictures, stuff like that, to make sure you know that what you're buying, whether it's a hat from a Michael Jackson concert, I'm just saying that, I'm not sure it's a Michael Jackson hat, or whether it's a jersey from a football game or a pair of shoes from a famous athlete, that it is what it is, and it be what it be, and it was done by who it got done by, without any issue. Sports Integrity will take care of you and to take care of us as an affiliate sponsor. If you buy from them, we get a small commission. So check them out at our website for that affiliate action. This is theconversationproject.com/sports integrity. This is theconversationproject.com/sports integrity. Let them take care of you and your sports memorabilia coming forward forevers at Sports Integrity. Now we're going to prepare to wrap this thing up for today, but we're not going to get out of here without hyping ourselves up. The Conversation Project is our home online at this is theconversationproject.com. Check out the Conversation Project daily for daily stuff. We post something new 5 days a week, and sometimes Sunday we'll post some short videos and things like that and some wrap-up stuff. Sunday is usually involved for things for the partners, and we'll get to them in a second because we hype them up on Fridays as well. So if you want to see what we do, go to our website. You want to hear what we do, go to our website. You want to read what we do, go to our website. You want to help us out with sponsorships or partnerships, go to the websites. There's pages for more affiliate sponsors and pages to explain how you can directly fund us, help us out via the partnership links, and what you get for those things as well. And so with that, let's do a shout out real quick to our partners for this week, because we do it every week at the end of the Fridays. Cup of Coffee level sponsors include Harold Braxton, Kobe Green, and my man, Eldon Kidd, plus Joy Winters in the spare change version. There are other tiers to go to. We use the Buy Me a Coffee platform to do our subscription. So that's why we do it in cups of coffee, because it's kind of cool. And if you think we are worthy of a little extra help, we appreciate the help, and we will be in much contact with you on how things work out. So we appreciate all that going forward. That being said, make sure you stop by our website, stop by anytime you can, email us at theconversationinbox@gmail.com, and let us know what we can do with your comments, your concerns, your gripes, your complaints. We'll take them all there. Partners can direct line to me, but we read all the emails. We take that as well, just like comments. Comment on some of the things we're doing. Share things going on out there. Make sure you're following the feeds, because the most important thing you can do is follow the feeds and give us the right stories that are most engaging to talk about, and we'll make that happen, and we'll find a way to get a couple more sponsors, a couple more subscribers and whatnot. We're at 1,420, I think, something like that. And so it's taken a lot of work to get there. There's a whole lot of extra work going on with the smaller YouTubers and that are popping up in my feeds, and I'm watching them and supporting them as well. And it's hard to be a big time person when this is an independent thing done on a couple hours before you go to work and when very little sleep. So I appreciate all the folks who have been with us for the ride here, and those who will join us on going forward. And if you want to leave, we appreciate the time you spent with us going forward. Make sure you understand life is great, even when life doesn't feel so great. So make sure you have that in the back of your head, back of your mind all the time. And know that we love you, all the folks behind the scenes and the Conversation Project. Love to have you here for the comments, for the conversation, for the camaraderie. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Friday. Tomorrow we will have the weekly roundup, the 12 stories from the week that you guys put into this thing here that I saw as pretty interesting, with some background and a bit of detail on how we got them there and what happened in the stories, and something special for Sunday probably coming as well. So enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. We're going to do this thing like this again come Monday.